Hello everyone, Helen here. I thought I would jump on and say hi. I didn't get to jump on last week and I've missed having a chat with you all. Let me know if you're here live and even if you're on the replay, let me know when you've jumped on. I love to come on and have a chat about what's happening in my life, in the world, with my clients. And as you can see by the name of this video, how to build your energy body or build your energy body. That's what I'm noticing that so many people need right now is their world is so small, right? There's a funny saying, if the shit's too big and the pipe's too small, it's time for a new pipe, right? And that's what I'm seeing. So, you know, we see most people when there's stuff going wrong or things aren't happening the way you want, you know, you get the old plunger out and you just keep plunging away at the shit, right? You keep plunging away at the problems, you keep focusing on the problems and you're trying to push it through the pipe and you're trying to make it happen instead of looking at how can I expand to my capacity to receive more? How can I expand this container so that I can allow those things just to flow through more easily in my life, that I'm not getting stopped by them. I'm not feeling like I'm blocked by the things that are happening in my life, or they're throwing me off path or off course in some way. You know, like I'm just having a meltdown when the smallest thing is triggering me or something like, you know, how can I stop that from happening? And how you do it is not by keep focusing on the problem and not keep focusing on the crap and trying to plunge it, right, and move it on, but how can I increase my energy? How can I increase my energy? How can I increase the capacity to receive? And that's what I want to look at, because I'm seeing this happen a lot. So many of you are outgrowing your life. You are totally outgrowing your life. So when the shit starts getting bigger, you usually can bet your life that you've outgrown it. You've outgrown your life, right? It's like life is too small, too narrow a view, and yet you keep doing the same things and living by the same routine and the same habits and, you know, the same routines every day, doing the same things, eating the same things. And so life is showing you, like, we need to move beyond that. We need to move and step into a bigger world in some way, right? We need to be able to receive more instead of just what, you know, is being dished out to us over and over and over again. And so we get sick of that. And yet we just keep seeming to focus on that same small world that we're living in. Our problems become so big when they're not, but we allow them to become so big. And why? Because our world is actually quite small. So when, you know, you think about it, when we're doing the same thing sort of over and over and we're just moving from here to there and we go to the same shops and we sort of living within this bubble, then when something pierces that bubble or something comes in and, you know, throws us off our peace or happiness, then it seems so much bigger than what it is. Whereas if we expand our world and we expand our energy and our awareness and our capacity to receive, so by expanding our energy field, we're expanding our belief and our awareness and our programming to allow us to dream bigger, have more, turn up the dial, right? Create more, have better health, more energy, all of the things. We're allowing ourselves to expand into potential and possibilities. So when we do that, we're expanding our energy field. Okay, that allows us to do that so that when something comes into our reality, it doesn't seem that big a deal because we've actually expanded our life. We've expanded the bubble that we're living in. And we're starting to explore new beliefs and new programs, new stories for ourselves of what is possible in our world. Do you see? And so this is what I'm seeing, because the energy right now is really pushing us to dream big. It's pushing us into our spiritual genius, into our creative genius, into going, what if I could create the life that I really wanted? What if I got to live life on my terms and I could do something that lit me up and expanded me and made me feel pleasure and passion each and every day? So we're getting that sort of nudge from life, from the planet, from the universe. And so it's really encouraging us to move on. And then our lives feel so same and small that we just, it almost freezes us in place. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what next step to take. I don't know how to change it, right? We go into panic mode of like, I'm really uncomfortable with this. I don't like it, but I just don't know what to do to change it. And really it is as simple as making the decision to go, I'm going to start expanding my world and my life. How can I start doing things differently? What can I start removing from my life that is taking away from my happiness, that is filling my life with busyness, and yet it's not really giving me any return on investment? It's not expanding me in any way, shape, or form. How can I remove that? And how can I add in something else that is giving me that feeling of expansion, of happiness, of joy, of health, of energy, of abundance? How can I bring more of that into my world? How can I expand my beliefs around what I know to be true for myself? Such as my soul, even saying my soul always knows what is right for me, and I always receive the answer. I always know what soul is saying, right? Following that truth so that you don't fall into that pattern of, I don't know what it's saying, I don't know what it's talking about, I don't know what message it's giving me. I always know what soul is saying, always, and I always follow it. Straight away, I follow it. And and then we start expanding more and more. We can do physical things. We can do, exercise, breath work, anything that brings you pleasure or happiness or joy, anything like that expands your energy field, right? But we really want to look at what you're believing to be true, because that's what's keeping you in a very small bubble of reality. Once you start breaking out of what really is possible, I love what if, because it helps expand you. What if I could do this? What if I could have that? What if money was as easy as breathing and it came in and flowed into me easily and effortlessly? Like, what if? And when you do that, it's literally like blowing up a balloon. It's expanding you and expanding you and expanding you into potential and possibilities that we don't normally think of when we're in that tiny bubble. All we're thinking of is, what do I need to pay? What do I need to do? What do I have to, make for dinner? What do I have to do at work? Or what do I have to do with this client? Or it's just like very much a structured, narrow view of our world, and we don't sort of give ourselves space or time then to get into creation, get into the mode of creation and potentiality of like, what is possible, what is actually available for me right now if I was to dream bigger. And remember, most of us don't dream bigger because we've already failed, because we've already said that it's not going to work out. So this is what we need to do right now, is allow yourself to get into that space of potential and the what if it was possible to have the deepest desires of your heart? What if it was possible? What if it was possible to have balance between work and play and life? What if that was possible? What if it was possible to be able to pay your bills on time and have overflow? What if that was possible? And from there, from that space, it's going to start expanding you. Okay, just getting into that space of what if this is possible. Okay, you can feel it just as you think that, and you'll probably have your inner voice, your shadow voice come up and just go, yeah, but Helen, I can't because I've got all these things, and oh, you know, it might be easy for you. I've got, you know, little kids, and I've got this on and that on, and I can't just leave my job, and I can't. No one's saying to do any of that, right? If there's commitments that you need to do right now, then you do those commitments. But start looking at where you can release and let go of, or get support come in to help you out with different things. Let's start looking at the bigger picture, okay, and expanding and expanding and expanding. I do this with my clients all the time, expanding into bigger possibilities. And so what I would say is, even if there's something right now that's sort of like, would just seem like the biggest dream to you, is what can you see beyond that? Imagine that your dream that you have right now that just maybe seems like, oh, a pipe dream or impossible for you. What is beyond that? See, this is the sort of thinking we want to get into as we expand our energy, is what is even beyond that, right? That's going to get you to push yourself, to push your belief, to push the potential, what's available to you, what's possible for you, instead of just sitting within the limitation of, oh, you know, that's a nice dream, but yeah, that'd be great, but yeah, that probably won't even happen. But what if it did, and what's beyond that? What is beyond that? So it's like looking over the hill, you know, or beyond the horizon, and going, what is, okay, that's wonderful, but then what's beyond that? And we're not doing that for greed or anything. We're doing that to push the energy out. We have to increase it. We have to increase the capacity so that you can receive more. You can receive new frequencies coming in, okay? Because at the moment, you're only accepting a certain limited amount of frequencies, okay? And how busy you are, you're receiving even less. Because the more you're just hustling and moving and cramming your world, remember the big shit in the small pipe, it's like you're just cramming everything in there to get it done because you have to, or you should, or you're people pleasing or whatever, then that's going to even stop even more frequency flowing to you. So how do you expect to manifest what you really want, or have the freedom, or the, you know, just be able to take a breath and relax and feel like you've got some space? How are you going to do that if you keep cramming everything in this, you know, small bubble and container of your life? I hope this is resonating and making sense. It can be a little bit of a difficult one to explain, but how I see it energetically, it's really important for people. And I notice it instantly when I'm working with someone, and I can see their energy is really small around them, and just the way they're thinking and the stories they're telling themselves are really limited. So if you find yourself doing that, if you find yourself barely dreaming big, or it just seems like a pipe dream, then really start expanding what you think is possible for you. Okay, start getting honest with yourself. I love this because it's like I had a client this morning, and when she got honest with herself, man, her energy just expanded, and she was so connected to soul. And it was like the shock and surprise on her face when she actually got honest and admitted what she really wanted from life. Because usually we're not admitting what we really want. Hey, even our dreams are so watered down, you know, or we have, you know, ridiculous things that we don't even really want, and we just put them out there to feel like we've got something, you know, to hang on to. But if we really started to admit, what do I really want? What would bring me a lot of joy? You know what? I don't want to do this. I actually don't like doing that. Maybe you've been doing something for years and you go, you know what? Actually, I don't even want to do that anymore. I don't want to work with people every day, or I want to work from home, or I want to do something different, or whatever. Like, start getting really honest with yourself about what you want. That's the first step in that. And then connect to that frequency and look at where are some avenues or things or experiences I can bring in that reflect that frequency, that energy of that thing. If it's freedom, if it's support, whatever it is, like, where can I bring that in to expand my world? Okay, and allow myself to grow bigger in my energy field, and allow the capacity to receive, grow and grow and grow and expand as well. And before you know it, you'll have created a whole new, bigger world with bigger possibilities, bigger dreams, limitless energies, and you're going to feel so good. And when the shit comes in, it's just going to flow on right out. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let me know if this resonates. If you have any questions around it, pop them in the comments, and I'd love to keep the conversation going. All right, lovelies, it's so good to connect with you, and I will catch up with you again really soon. Have an amazing rest of your week. Bye.